Hi, I'm Charlene Carroll from Dexterity Fitness. And today I'm going to show you a dynamic stretching warm-up. Dynamic stretching is a great way to improve the performance in your workout, to help you with everyday activities, and to prevent pain in the body. I strongly recommend doing a dynamic stretching warm-up prior to your workout, so after a cardio warm-up and right before the movements you're about to do. You can also do it on a daily basis to help you with mobility, and I recommend doing it before a really long car ride or flight so that you feel not quite so tight when you arrive. Dynamic stretching is guaranteed to improve the performance in your workout and your sport. Dynamic stretching is an opportunity for you to elevate your heart rate and to prepare your joints and musculoskeletal system for the load and movements that you're about to do in your workout. So let's get started. What you're going to do to start, swing your leg back and forth to wake up your glutes. Hold on to something I strongly recommend, regardless of the level of ability that you're at. It's going to help you to focus more on the range of motion. Think about getting into your glutes, not so much about how high you get, but more about getting into your butt, your glutes. 10 to 12 repetitions is perfect for a dynamic warm-up. And think about keeping your hips relatively square. Next, we are going to do your abductors, so outer thigh. You're going to make sure that that standing foot is parallel, not turned out. Okay? You're going to cross your other foot over with the foot dorsiflex, so the toe is slightly up. You're just going to come out to the side. So I'm thinking about keeping the leg relatively straight. I'm not thinking about how high I go. It's more about thinking about getting into your outer thigh abductors. Side. Again, focusing on the outer thigh. Excellent. And next, we have the hips. So again, holding on, you're going to make a big circle with your knee. Think about painting a circle with the knee, not so much about the hip, but the knee, although it is the hip and glute that we're working on. Make sure you don't cut off the movement too short. So you don't want to come in like so. You want to get all the way into your glutes, your butt. You will rotate the torso slightly, but try to avoid it as much as you can. That's it. So again, going all the way out to the side, getting into your glute. And now we're going to go the other way. So coming up and around. That's it. You may hear or feel a little bit of snap, crackle, and pop as you're doing this with the hips. Make sure that everything you do is pain-free. Again, abs are tight. Next, we're going to do your hip flexor. So your hip flexor is right here above the quadricep, and that gets tight if you sit a lot for a prolonged period of time. You're going to make sure that your back foot is straight, so not turned out. That's tricky in terms of hip mobility, so double check with that. You're going to keep the weight in your heel in the front foot as you come forward and back, stretching your hip flexor. So the back heel can lift, but the front heel stays down so that you recruit your hamstrings and your glutes when you push off. And you should feel a fabulous stretch right here. As long as you keep the weight in your heel, it's okay if your knee goes a little bit over your toe with this. But again, make sure that weight is in the heel. Also, making sure that you're not hyperextending in your back. And that goes for the first exercise as well. With the leg swings back and forth, make sure you're not hyperextending your spine. So once again, I'm going to make sure that back foot is straight, and then I keep my weight in my heel and my front foot. And I'm feeling a stretch in my hip flexor, the top of my thigh. Keeping it dynamic, so we're moving through our stretching. And next we're going to do the hamstrings. So I'm going to show you 2 levels that you can do this exercise at. If you have low blood pressure, just be careful, make sure that you don't feel too dizzy doing this exercise. So, and I do not do it, should that be the case. So you're going to come down into what we call a toddler squat. This is level 3, okay? I'm jumping right to level 3. My chest is up. When my butt comes up, my head comes down. And when my butt is down, my head is up. I'm stretching the hamstring to the back of my legs. I'm keeping my back flat, so I'm not rounding out. So it's not like this, it's like this, chest up, as I come up and down. Okay. Now, if this is a little advanced in terms of being down with your heels down and your fingers under your toes, you can put your hands here or put your hands just above your knee and do the same thing, stretching the hamstrings. Okay, excellent. And next we're going to do your calves. So you're going to go up against the wall. What you're going to do, we're going to start with the soleus, part of the calf, and then we'll stretch with the gastrocnemius, another part of the calf. So what you're going to do is put one foot up against the wall in a dorsiflex position. Your other foot is going to trail just behind it. And you're going to know if you found the right spot if you can come forward and back, keeping the weight in your heels. So all the weight should be in your heels. You're going to think less about how far down you go and more about how far forward you can go. You should be feeling a stretch in your front calf. And again, always check in that your heels are down, you're pushing your heels into the ground. Switch. Forward and back. Stretching the calves. And again, it's the front calf we're focusing on. Pushing the heels down. If you wear high heels, you will really appreciate this one. Okay, and next we're going to do the gastrocnemius, so a different part of the calf. You're going to make sure that your foot is just an inch or 2 away from the wall, and the other foot is going to trail just a couple inches behind it. And you'll know you found the right spot, once again, if you know that you can keep both heels down. If you can't keep your back heel down, then you want to move it a little closer towards the wall. And again, it's not about how far down I go, it's more about going forward. And you should be feeling this in your back calf. Okay, and stretch, switch. And again, finding that secret spot where you can keep both heels down, stretching your calves. Last one. Excellent. Now we're going to move on to upper body. So we're going to do some wall angels or wall slides. You're going to put your butt just against the wall. Feet are just a couple of inches ahead of the wall. Hands and elbows are against the wall. And you're going to come up into a V and down into a W, kind of like a snow angel. So we're working we're actively stretching the latissimus dorsi, the lats. We're also creating shoulder mobility, preventing shoulder pain. That's it. You want to make sure you're going to have a bit of a curve in your back, but you're trying to prevent it as best you can by activating your core, pulling your belly button in towards your spine. But you will have a bit of a curve. But you're trying to keep your head, your wrists, your elbows, and your butt against the wall. Okay. And finally, we're going to do a dynamic shoulder warm-up. So this is from Diane Woodruff. It's an excellent shoulder mobility warm-up. We're going to start with scapular retraction with a row. Come around in a big circle. Do a pull, kind of like a lat pull down if you're familiar with that. And again, so it's row, out, big circle, and pull, up, big circle. So it's going to feel like it's an exercise that you're doing for your arms. But think more about using your back and your shoulders. Really find the tension and power from there. And when you're rowing, right here, you want to make sure that you're not bringing your shoulder, your humeral head forward. And you also want to make sure that you're not into your traps. So you're not pulling like this or forward like this. It's not this. Keeping up nice and tall. And nice row. Again, working in a pain-free range, so if you need to shorten up the range, that's okay. It is an overhead exercise. Both of them are. Both the wall slides in this, so do it carefully and pain-free in a range that's comfortable for you. Really feel each movement. Excellent. And that's it. That's your dynamic stretching warm-up. If you take a few minutes to complete those exercises before your workout or on a daily basis, you will improve your performance and reduce pain, I guarantee it. My name is Charlene Carroll from Dexterity Fitness, helping you to train smarter than harder. For more tips and info, please visit dexterityfitness.com. Thanks for watching.